As a museum of ideas, we believe that photography has the power
to shape the way people and cultures view themselves and the world around them.
The Nevada Museum of Art is 80 years old this year, and the impetus of its collections has been throughout that entire time landscape.
The Altered Landscape exhibition serves as the feature backdrop for the museum's second Art and Environment Conference to be held from September 29th to October 1st, 2011.
The idea that human beings alter landscape and that they express those alterations through art, architecture, and narrative is fundamental to everything that we do.
The Altered Landscape Carol Frank Buck Collection is the Nevada Museum of Art's signature photography collection that includes over 900 photographs that survey a broad range of environment-based issues.
This significant exhibition is accompanied by a comprehensive 288-page book published by Sierra Rizzoli that will be distributed internationally by Random House.
The photographs in the Altered Landscape collection reveal the numerous ways that individuals and industries have marked, mined, toured, tested, developed, occupied, and exploited landscapes over the last 50 years.
When we had the first conference in 2008, one of the things that we talked about was the role of photography in expressing, documenting, and actually helping us understand better how we alter the landscape.
Among those writers contributing texts to the Altered Landscape book are Geoff Manaugh, author of the popular website Building Blog and a contributing editor to Wired UK, internationally well-known critic and art historian Lucy Lippard, and W.J.T. Mitchell, a renowned scholar at the University of Chicago.
Every landscape we know has been altered one way or another, usually by humankind over the ages. But the term altered landscape in this context is sensibly understood to mean that it has changed relatively recently and not necessarily for the better. In fact, for many of us, any change is bad change. Landscapes are spoiled as soon as they're altered by forces beyond our control. Hubris leads us to believe that we should decide what changes and how, as though agreement were possible in this polyphonic world.
In so many of the photographs collected here, the city continues to fragment, splintering into something less terrestrial than heavenly, an illicit apotheosis of motorways, peripheries, and crossed edges stacked in off-kilter halos, rising, ring after ring, through clouds of light, ascending revelatory vortices and loops toward a burning sky.
Humans rarely appear in the photographs that comprise the Altered Landscape collection, yet their presence is undeniable. The altered terrains they document are symbolic of a landscape that has been utterly transformed by the world's consumptive needs in just under half a century. Sometimes alterations to the landscape are not manifested by physical incisions into the earth, but by construction and development of infrastructure and buildings upon it. Today's photographers frame the mark-making of our time, offering evidence that reveals a language from which future generations will come to understand the stories, politics, and histories of contemporary culture.
Many of these photographs are what can only be described as tendentious, presenting strong visual and pictorial arguments about the devastation of the natural environment wrought by human activity. They show the phase of natural history that is sometimes called the Anthropocene, when human alterations of the environment have begun to surpass natural disasters such as volcanoes and earthquakes. Human beings now have a larger impact on the landscape than the rain.
The kinds of alterations in landscape that we study at the Nevada Museum of Art include our creative interactions with natural, built, and virtual environments. So that means being in an extreme environment like the Great Basin Desert, the highest and coldest of the deserts in North America, which is where our museum is located. It means dealing with the architecture that responds to those kinds of environments from around the world. And it also means dealing with the pictures that people put together of landscapes and everything from video games to email backdrops.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I express a heartfelt gratitude to all the individuals, foundations, and government agencies that recognize the importance of this collection and lent their critical support.